as far as like lessening Saturn's influences. Like I said, there are two schools of thoughts, right? You have the ones that believe that, you know, during specific transits, like Saturn may be touching, like during a transit, aspecting something important in your chart, like where your sun, moon, or ascendant was natally, or during his Saturn return. You know, people like Marsilio Ficino believed that you want to promote things that represent the benefics, like the sun, Jupiter, Venus, even Neptune, right? Because they all represent things that are opposite to Saturn. So, like wearing yellow or orange, or wearing gold, having bright flowers around, beautiful art, you know, lovely smells, things like this, right? Avoiding crystals at all costs, you know, doing whatever your spiritual practices are on days like Thursday or Sunday, that type of thing, right? Marcelo Ficino believed you would kind of block out Saturn's influence. But with that being said, here and now, even having like sigils, pinnacles, and seals, like the magic ones, magic squares of the benefic planets, or their sigils and things. And I'll put sigils up of Saturn and his seals and things like that. Specifically, you want to focus on the third pinnacle of Saturn. And I think in the picture, I think it's I'll put what it is. I think it's B2. That pinnacle is helpful with protection if you want to create it. But I'm telling you right now that I'm of the school of thought, and if you really start looking at what most people say you need to do, you basically just need to embrace Saturn. You need to wear black. You need to fast on Saturdays. Think about it. Why in Judaism do they keep the Sabbath and keep it holy? It's said that Saturn is the god of the Jews specifically because of that. And when is Mass held for the Catholic Church? Saturday. Why? They are doing spiritual practices on Saturday for a reason, to lessen Saturn's influence in their life. In Sarisate, they would even feed crows or feed black dogs, specifically because black dogs represent Bhairava, which is honestly just an aspect of Saturn, but is a protector. And they also believed that he could, in somewhat, control Saturn, even though it is literally Saturn. So you're basically saying you need Saturn to control Saturn. That should kind of give you an idea that you kind of just need to do things that appease Saturn, or would show that you are giving effort, and that you are aware of Saturnian influences. You know, and they even say the goddess Kali, which is literally the destructive form of Shiva, which Shiva, if you look it up, is also associated with Saturn. So, I mean, it's just the way it works. You know, give money, specifically on Saturday if you can. Give your time. I would say fast on Saturday, specifically during the day. So in Shani temples, which is Shani is Saturn, the Graha in Vedic, the priests in Shani temples would wear black on Saturday. They would sit on a bed of nails, not even kidding, and counsel either devotees or, you know, individuals that came to the temple for help on Saturday specifically, because what are they trying to do? They're doing things that represent Saturn. You know, humility, service, you know, justice, you know, helping others. Like, these things are great things when you say them, but how many of us really actually follow these things? That's why Saturn is so rough on us, because most of us aren't humble. Most of us don't want to work hard. Most of us, you know, don't want to go out of our way for something or someone else. These type of things, right? Also, crystals, specifically sapphires. Sapphire translates as dear to Saturn. Also, the seal of David. This is a Saturnian seal. This is a Saturnian symbol. Even the cross that's inside it is a Saturnian symbol. I told you, if you unfold the cube, this the black cube, it makes a cross. Crosses are Saturnian. That's right. It's separable from Yahweh, Jehovah. Sapphires. I have a star sapphire, a black star sapphire, and then a blue sapphire in the eye. This is because, and I'm wearing black. It's also Saturday, and that's why I'm going to upload this on Saturday. Because I am aware of this information, it would be insulting to not use it, to not use the knowledge that I have, because this is what it is to be Saturnian. And Saturn touches my sun and moon and is in my stellium. And there are 6 aspects in my stellium, or 6 planets. And it goes all the way down to my ascendant. And Saturn, because he's in that stellium, affects all of them. And because it's the most powerful planet, or arguably because it is inseparable from the sun, like I said, at least as powerful as the sun, I have not only have to learn and grow, and I've had some struggles in my life, but I have fought through them, and I've become more because of it. And I don't claim any greatness or anything like this. You know what I mean? I want to be humble, but I'm just saying that Saturn has definitely dealt me some blows, some hard ones, super hard ones that would probably destroy the average individual, no doubt about it, and generally on average does. But I fought and I grew. And it took me a long time to even realize that it was a Saturnian influence that did it. And it's another thing that a lot of people believe, right? Is that if you're able to learn your lessons and grow through Saturn's lessons, that there's a reward for you. And in my experience, this is true. Every time I've been able to grow or learn something and apply it or make a great change in my life, and I've made many, I've been rewarded. And it's always obvious when the reward comes. For me, it generally is monetarily, like I get money in some way, because specifically I have Jupiter in the 2nd house. So I think your natal chart is going to have kind of give you some where your benefics are. It's probably specifically Jupiter. Will kind of tell you where your rewards will come from, like what house and kind of what aspects are on it. That's just my specific. Wear sapphires. Spend time specifically on Saturday in study, in meditation, in contemplation. Always be working towards some kind of goal, specifically ones that better you as a person. Because if you better yourself, you're automatically going to be better for others that are around you, because you are being better. You're going to be an example to be better. You're going to make others want to be better. And look for patterns that keep emerging in your life. If you see a repeating pattern, it's because you haven't accepted responsibility for what keeps occurring. And you haven't learned the lesson and made the proper change. And make no mistake, the pattern will get more and more intense and will happen over and over again. But at the same time, over time, it will also get more rigid in its expression. And if you're not careful, that rigidity will turn into crystallization, and then you will become stuck. And you don't want that.